Live on My 20, it's Houston Astros baseball tonight from Minute Maid Park in downtown Houston, Texas. The Astros are meeting the Los Angeles Dodgers on Heroes Night, honoring the first responders and military personnel here on the anniversary of 9/11. And welcome, everybody. Bill Brown and Jim DeShays from Minute Maid Park, where we've seen two ball games that have been split between the Astros and Dodgers. Last night, a 4-hour epic, and that one went to the Dodgers in 11, J.D.
And not surprisingly, not a lot of offense in the first two games of this series. Brad Mills using 9 pitchers last night. Hopes to use far fewer tonight, and with Wandy Rodriguez taking them out, that's likely to be the case. Wandy has been on quite a roll of late and unbelievable here at Minute Maid Park. His last 5 starts in this ballpark, he's 3-0 with a 0.50 ERA. He's up against rookie John Eli. The Astros saw him back in May when he was pitching very well. He's made 14 starts, has not pitched in the big leagues since July. He's 4-7, 4.63 earned run average.
So the Astros and Dodgers both look for a little more offense than they were able to muster last night when the Dodgers took it 4-2 in 11. And we'll be back for Heroes Night with Game 3 of this series in just a moment. You buy your Texas Ford dealer. Check out the 2010 F-150 and drive one. Ford is the best in Texas. It's been a warm day outside. Inside, everybody ready for Game 3 of this 4-game series. And tomorrow will be the finale for the season between these two clubs. Brad Ausmus will start that game as the Dodgers catcher in his farewell to Minute Maid Park. And knowing the Astros fans, and they have been classy down through the years, they will rise and salute him as he takes his position. He has delivered the lineup card for this game tonight. So Brad will say his farewell as a Major League player to Minute Maid Park tomorrow. But don't be too surprised if he's back in uniform in some capacity in the future. And these days, quite often a player might take a year off to decompress and get some family time, then come back. Who knows? But we definitely wish him the best. He's one of the best in Astros history at his position.
Yeah, he certainly is a guy we'd expect to see back in the game in some capacity, whether it's in uniform or in a front office. Time will tell.
Here's the lineup for tonight's Dodger club. Joe Torre posted it this way. And the leadoff man is shortstop Rafael Furcal. He's followed by Ryan Theriot at second base. The third baseman is Casey Blake. The cleanup man is center fielder Matt Kemp. With Jay Gibbons, who had big hits last night in left field, John Lindsay gets his first major league start at first base. It's Reed Johnson in right field. A.J. Ellis, the catcher. John Eli, the pitcher.
Well, Wandy Rodriguez trying to even his record. He's 11-12. Got a no decision last time out. We take a look at Wandy's breakdown home and road at Minute Maid Park. 7-5, 2.62 ERA. That's the 8th best home ERA in the National League. Hasn't been nearly as good on the road, but second half of the season he's been good everywhere. His 1.98 ERA since the All-Star break. Best in the National League, second best in all of Major League Baseball. Just a little bit behind King Felix out there in Seattle.
Wandy has a shot at evening his record at 12-12 with a win tonight. Got a no decision last time out at Chicago. And it has been quite a second half, as you have detailed. Against the Dodgers, he's 3-3 for his career with a 2.49 ERA. And these Astros fans, including his brother and his father, are here watching tonight.
Well, you got to dial one up for Pop.
Absolutely. Well, we don't remember seeing them make very many visits to Minute Maid Park. Well, it's obviously a special occasion for him each and every time they come to see him pitch in person. And he'll go to work against Furcal next.
Defensively, Leaborn and Pence, left center and right. Infield of Blum. He gets a start, hasn't been out there in a while. Sanchez getting back-to-back starts from short. Keppinger Wallace command the right side, and Jason Castro behind the plate.
311 for Rafael Furcal, 8 homers, 40 runs batted in. 1 hit in this series for Furcal, who's been dogged by hamstring problems this year. That one's upstairs to him, ball 1. Furcal has scored 58 runs this season. He's missed 52 games with those injuries on the DL this year with 2 different stints. 1 ball, 1 strike for Wandy. Dodgers last night snapped a 6-game losing streak, winning at 4-2 in 11. The Astros took the Thursday night game 3-2.
Yeah, if you're a big slugging first baseman, you could probably hang in there with leg problems. But when you're a shortstop and you're a speed guy and the hammies go, then it's kind of hard to play. He's had hamstring problems. He's had back problems in his career.
It's 3-1. Paul Emmel calls the balls and strikes tonight. Wandy Rodriguez walked 1 in 7 innings in his last start. Here's the 3-1 coming. He's fouled away. And Wandy with 53 walks in 169 2/3 innings has got the walks pretty much under control.
Furcal frustrated. He let that 3-1 pitch beat him. A little tardy on the 3-1 fastball.
And he fouls that one. There were a lot of pitches thrown in last night's game. It was a 4-hour and 4-minute ball game.
It was a close game, but it would be very difficult to say that it was an entertaining game. It was a grinder. Brad Mills, he managed hard. He used 9 different pitchers in the game. The Dodgers used 6. September baseball gives these managers all kinds of weapons.
They tend not to leave too many on the shelf when you have those extra arms available. That's ball 4. Furcal takes the leadoff walk. And he leads the Dodger club in steals with 21 in 25 attempts. Jason Castro has thrown well. We'll see if Furcal might be running here with Ryan Theriot, the batter. Theriot may be wielding the bat in such a way that there's a hit and run coming. 281, 2 homers, 29 runs batted in for Theriot.
Theriot, obviously, spending those years with the Cubs, has seen a lot of Wandy, and he's been good against them. 10 out of 27, a 370 batting average.
That's strike one. Terrio is 0 for 13 on this Dodger road trip. Took a look down at third base coach Larry Bowa. Larry was talking about that great 1980 playoff series in which he was the Philly shortstop playing against the Astros. Runner going, and it's fouled. No balls, 2 strikes. What great pitching there was by both clubs, Phillies and Astros. 4 of the 5 games went extra innings. Phillies came from behind. They trailed a 5-2 after 7 in the final game. And he said Pete Rose told him, just get on and we'll make something happen. He did. He got on, and the rally started. No balls, 2 strikes.
And they went on to play the Royals, right, in the World Series in 1980?
Yeah, they did. And he said, you know, we were so relieved after we beat the Astros. That was such a difficult series. We thought the World Series has to be easier than this, and they won it. Sanchez shoveling, Kempich to the middleman, and a double play. No, it gets away from Brett Wallace at first base. It looked like a double play, but in fact it was only a 6-4 force out. Terrio safe at first.
This time for call not going. Ontario puts the ball in play. Looks like a routine double play. Wow. Brett just clanked it.
Good throw from Keppinger.
So you can't assume a double play, so no error charged.
Wallace got lucky that there could not be an error charged to him on that. He just missed the throw.
Which I think is a very silly scoring rule.
It is. You're right. Major League first baseman catches that, or it's an error, usually.
And I thought I'd read somewhere in the scoring rules that there was a little wiggle room for scoring.
Well, we'll have to check. We can check on that during the game tonight. There's ball 1.
I'm going to check on that right now.
Okay. Casey Blake at 258 with 14 homers, has 58 runs batted in. Brett Wallace would tell you he should have caught that throw. It was right there. But instead, you're right. The rule is that double play cannot be assumed. And you might wonder why not. These are major league players. Those are the numbers for Blake, and it's a 2-ball, no strike count for Casey Blake. Casey 1 for 5 in yesterday's game. And it's a 2-ball, 1 strike count to Blake. He was batting third again last night. He had actually a line drive hit off Brett Wallace's mid at first base. Dodgers have been looking at different people in this series. Russ Mitchell started at third base Thursday in the opener of the series. Wandy throws to first base. Wandy now third on the Astros win list for left-handed pitchers, behind Bob Knepper at 93 and Mike Hampton with 76. Wandy has 62, just past JD, who has 61. Runner going, and the ball is dropped. So it's ball 3 and a stolen base for Ryan Terrio. That's his 19th steal.
Well, they're playing hit and run with Terrio hitting and Furcal on base. Now Terrio takes off. The Dodgers having a double of a time scoring runs. So Joe Torre said, hey, let's be aggressive, try to shake things up. We've got a good pitch to go on. And that's the other part of the equation. Wandy throws so many curveballs, you got a pretty good chance of getting a good pitch to steal on.
Strike makes it 3-2. Wandy at Minute Maid Park in his career's 38-26 with a 3.44 ERA. Terrio in scoring position with a 3-2 count on Blake. And it's fouled with Matt Kemp on deck.
Yeah, here we go. Rule 10-12D. When a fielder muffs a thrown ball that, if held, would have completed a double play or triple play, the official scorer shall charge an error to the fielder who drops the ball and credit and assist to the fielder.
Didn't know it was stated in that way. Glad you looked it up. That's a walk to Blake. No, he didn't. He thought it was. Strike 3. 2 outs.
Last night, the home plate umpire, Bruce Dreckman, who's down at third tonight, had a pretty tight zone. Let's see how it goes tonight. But Wandy's slotting this one over the outside corner, maybe a hair off, but a good pitcher's pitch, and one that you probably should be thinking about taking a whack at with a couple of strikes. Blake with a big leg kick.
There's some yelling from that dugout. That has distracted Paul Emmel. And he may be tossing somebody. Yeah, he's saying that's it. Okay, there they go. Somebody just got tossed.
Somebody wanted the night off.
Joe Torre coming out. He may not have been tossed.
He might have dinner reservations at Damien's. Be a solid veteran move by Joe.
That might be worth it.
All right, fellas, I'm on my way.
Well, it looks like Joe was tossed. Joe has not announced his intentions about managing beyond this year, and he says he wants to wait until the Dodgers are eliminated, if they are. And they're 10 games back right now in 4th place coming into today. Actually 10.5 at the moment because the Padres won today. 1-0, so that announcement probably will be coming soon. But he still has a little fire left, as you can tell here.
In Atlanta today, it's Bobby Cox and Tony La Russa going toe-to-toe. And they're making a little history in that series. It's the first time in baseball history that managers who have combined for more than 5,000 career wins have managed against each other.
Well, Joe is definitely making a point here with Paul Emmel before departing. Bob Schaefer's the bench coach. I'm sure that maybe Don Mattingly runs the club when Joe is tossed. We'll have to check on that. There's Don sitting there.
Pretty good chance Osmus is going to run the club. Now he brought the lineup card out. And that's Donnie. Looks like Donnie's taking over.
And Matt Kemp will take over in the batter's box as Torre is ejected. Kemp with 22 homers, 74 runs batted in, has hit .253. Breaking for third and no throw. The pitch is called a strike.
Good smart play there by Ryan Theriot. After the lengthy delay, the game gets out of rhythm a little bit, and he took full advantage of it. A very aggressive lead. Nobody really checking him. Wandy one look and then pitching. And no chance for Theriot. Look at nobody, no stop whatsoever. Easily getting third base.
Theriot has pilfered second and third. Wandy misses the corner.
That's a situation there where if you're going to steal third base with 2 outs, you have to be sure you can make it. The advantage isn't as good getting there with 2 outs as opposed to 1, of course. 2 out sac fly doesn't do you much good at all. But because Wandy throws so many curveballs, he bounces one, he might be able to take advantage of it and scamper home on a wild pitch. And might even buy Kemp a fastball for fear of bouncing the curveball.
Well, it's 3-1 now. Torre traditionally allows a player to manage the final game of the season. Brad Osmus managed last year the finale. So maybe it'll be Brad again this time. Mattingly's the man on the hot seat at the moment.
This is interesting. Wandy was unhappy with the previous call.
Yeah.
And so he elevated the curveball a little bit and backdoored it. And this is number 5 on pitch tracks, and that's pretty far off that outside corner. The one before was on the plate but down a little bit.
Osmus looking around as the 3-2 pitch comes in next. And it's way outside for ball 4. 2 walks now, and things are out of sync for Wandy, but still, if he gets Givens, he puts up a first inning 0. Jay Gibbons had quite a game last night. 23 pitches already for Wandy. Gibbons came off the bench. He had an RBI single in the 6th inning to give the Dodgers a 2-1 lead, and then a 2-run game-winning homer in the 11th.
He's had 35 at-bats with the Dodgers this year, hitting .343.
He had not had a major league hit since '07. Until August when he came up with the Dodgers from Albuquerque.
An interesting story. He was caught up in the Mitchell report with the steroid allegations, and at the same time had just a terrible spring with Baltimore. I guess if Baltimore, his former club, was released, and he ended up writing a letter to all 30 major league clubs, basically begging for a chance to come back.
Deflected by Wandy out to Keppinger, and that's out number 3. On a 1-4-3 third out, Wandy does put up a 0, working through a troublesome first, saluting heroes tonight. Happy to have them in the house. They were honored on the field before the game tonight. They took positions, 8 of them, with the Astros, and several of them throughout the first pitch. So we really are indeed honored with their presence, and thank them for their service to this country and this city and county. 0-0 as the Astros come up in the first with this starting lineup for Brad Mills. Michael Bourne, Jeff Keppinger, Hunter Pence, Carlos Lee, Jeff Blum, Brett Wallace, Angel Sanchez, Jason Castro, Wandy Rodriguez.
John Eli is a 24-year-old rookie for the Los Angeles Dodgers. You take a look at his last 3 outings. At the major league level, they came June 29th, July 5th, July 10th, and really struggled in the last 2. That earned him a demotion to Albuquerque, where he really struggled down there as well. Had an ERA of a 7.38 in the second half. But to still manage to turn a call-up. Had a real nice stretch of pitching back in May when the Astros ran into him.
Yes, he did. Michael Bourne taps it foul. It's 1-1. In fact, he beat the Astros 6-2 at Dodger Stadium. He beat Wandy Rodriguez on May 17th. In 7 innings, he allowed 5 hits and 2 runs. Michael Bourne takes that one. It's 2-1. Joe Torre said that Eli was delighted when Joe told him he would be the starter for this game. And probably after that 7.38 ERA with Albuquerque, he indeed was surprised, but an opportunity for him to do something that might help him next year.
It's not a real hard thrower. Comes over the top with the mid to upper 80s fastball. Has a very good changeup. That's his moneymaker. A straight changeup.
Michael Bourne takes a walk. And Michael, who leads the league in steals with 47, is on his 56th walk of the year.
Dodgers defensively. The outfield is covered by Gibbons, Kemp, and Reed Johnson. Blake for call, Terrio, and then John Lindsay making his first major league start after 16 years in the minor leagues. A.J. Ellis behind the plate. We talked about John Eli already.
Jeff Keppinger's the batter. There's ball one. Jeff had 285 with 5 homers, has 51 runs batted in. And he's gone 5 for 15 against Dodger pitching. A rough night for him last night. His 7-game hitting streak ended. He was 0 for 3 with a couple of walks. Struck out with a runner at third in the 10th and 1 out against Octavio Dotel.
A lot of tough nights for the Astros last night. The middle of the order didn't do much at all. Michael Bourne had a good night. Brett Wallace had a couple real good swings. Other than that, not a whole lot going on.
Double play depth for call and Terrio. Strike to Keppinger. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count to Jeff. That was only his 30th strikeout of the year when Dotel whiffed him last night. In what could have been a game-winning situation. The outfielders were so shallow with Michael Bourne at third and 1 out. That's about as shallow as you'll see them in a major league game. But Dotel's a good strikeout pitcher. That's a strike, and it's 1-2 to Keppinger.
Eli trying to use a slide step, a quick step, to slow Michael Bourne down a little bit and give his catcher Ellis a chance to throw him out.
John Eli's from Harvey, Illinois. Pitched a perfect game in high school. Line to left field. Bourne takes the turn, and he'll go to third. Here's the throw. And the ball is there ahead of him, and he is out on the throw from Jay Gibbons. Gibbons with a perfect 1-bounce throw for the tag by Casey Blake.
And we talked about it last night. Guys that really run well sometimes run into outs just because they try to take advantage of that speed. This is obviously a very risky move on a single to left field with nobody out. I think Michael just gambled that maybe he would catch Gibbons, assuming that he wouldn't try to go to third here. Because like the Terrio steal of third with 2 outs, if you're going to try to make this play with no outs, you got to be sure.
Strike to Hunter Pence. 287 for Hunter, 23 homers, 82 runs batted in. His 10-game hitting streak was snapped last night. He's 1 for 8 in the series.
If there's 1 out and you try to get third base and you're caught, you can at least justify it because of the advantage that you were going for. With nobody out, especially the first inning against a young pitcher. Why give him an out by being risky on the bases when you feel like you can just beat him with your bats?
Eli went to Miami of Ohio, where he was 26-7. Foul ball by Hunter Pence. It's 1-2. He was a 3rd-round pick of the White Sox in 07. The Dodgers got him in the 3-way trade last December. Last year at Birmingham, Eli was 14-2 with a 2.82 ERA. He did not walk any Astro in 7 innings and struck out 8 in the game in L.A.
To work upstairs with that fastball. Yeah, that was the best stretch of pitching for him this year. 6 straight starts from May 6th to June 1st, all quality. He went 89 batters without issuing a walk in one stretch from late April to late May.
Ball foul, third base side for Blake. Still 2-2 to Hunter Pence. Keppinger goes back, takes a look over his shoulder. Brad Mills' club has won 14 of 19 and 19 of the last 28. 7 games below 500 right now at 67-74. In 3rd place, a game and a half in front of Milwaukee coming into games today. Out to the short for call. Takes it to second and throws to first. For a 6-3 double play to end the first inning with no runs a hit, nobody left, and no score after 1. Greg Lucas with you. We've had an official scoring change from that top of the first inning, as JD read from the rule book. The official score is allowed to charge an error with the player who should have caught a throw to complete a double play. He has done so on the Ryan Theriot, reaching a first base in the first on the throw dropped by Wallace. So Brett draws an error in that first inning. And now it's John Lindsay. Lindsay looking for his first major league hit. Takes ball one. He is 0 for 2 after a phenomenal year at AAA Albuquerque. 33 years old. 16 seasons in the minor leagues. A dream story that he finally has now made it. His family from Mississippi is attending the weekend series, including his 3-year-old son. He left 13 tickets for relatives and friends last night. And he swings at that one for a 1-2 count. He's pinch hit a couple of times in this series and has been retired on both of those occasions. He's from Hattiesburg, Mississippi. He was a 13th round pick of the Rockies in '95. That was the year Todd Helton was a first round pick. And the curveball got him. They call him the mayor, John Lindsay, for the former mayor of New York.
I agree with his game plan. After 16 years in the minor leagues, if you're going to come to the big leagues, you might as well go down hacking. 3 big swings on that at bat. He's going to have to make an adjustment, though, to do something with Wandy's hook.
Reed Johnson is next, taking strike one on the heater. 278 for Reed. 1 homer, 12 runs batted in. 0 for 2 in this series. He was the starter in left field last night. Struck out both times. It's no balls, 2 strikes for Wandy. His last 5 starts at home, Wandy's 3-0 with a 0.50 ERA. Lowest in the majors in that period of time. And the fastball gets him strikeout number 3.
The guys that write all those analytical essays at the end of the season, those stats guys that really break it down, they're going to have fun with Wandy Rodriguez 2010. As bad as he was in the first half, and then to turn it around. And it's one thing to improve. You know, you would expect a solid veteran pitcher like Wandy after that rough first half, unless he was hurt, to get better. But for him to improve by this much in the same season is really remarkable.
A.J. Ellis takes strike one. 205 is his average with 10 runs batted in. Before June 24th, Wandy was 3-10 with a 6.09 ERA. And foul ball since then. He's 8-2 with a 1.91 ERA.
Yeah, so it's like you know, you play the front 9 and you double bogey a bunch of holes and you come in at about 62 for 9 holes, and then you go out and shoot par on the back.
Well, that would be a nice feeling. The first part I could match.
Yeah, well, So imagine that you did that and then you went out and shot par.
That's something that can only be imagined. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Oh, you got to believe it, Brownie. Very mental, that game.
We'll have to do some work on that.
You got positive self-talk. You can't be negative.
That is strike 3. He strikes out the side here in the second inning, and there's no score.
We go to the bottom of the second. You know, next Saturday, 1 week from tonight, September 18th, the Astros will battle the Reds at 6:05 in a Central Division showdown. Stick around after the game and enjoy a concert with Texas country music legend Robert Earl Keen. That's a big one. Enjoy an exciting night of baseball and music and visit astros.com/REK. That's Robert Earl Keen for tickets. And you can do that right now. Back to you guys.
Well, leave your harmonica at home. Let Robert Earl play.
Actually, I got pretty good at that last night. My dog appreciated it after I got home.
Were you playing your harmonica to the dog?
Oh, yeah.
Playing the blues and
a lot of made-up stuff.
Well, we have an update that we fell short of the world record for most harmonicas playing a song at one time, unfortunately.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we didn't make it.
I hope that doesn't mean they're going to try again.
Well, maybe without an extra inning game. There's ball one to Carlos Lee, 243, 20 homers. 82 runs batted in for El Caballo, followed by Blum and Wallace. And a big cut there. Leaves the count 1-1 for Carlos, who's 2 for 8 in this series. Since the 28th of July, he's tied for 4th in the majors with 34 runs batted in 40 games.
Well, the clock ticking down on 2010. Astros with 21 games remaining.
Yes. Ground ball to Blake. 1 out. JD got into the harmonica playing last night. He was warming up. And then,
that's right. I'm going to be the first baseball analyst in history to provide color commentary throughout an entire inning solely with the harmonica. Let's see if I can convey my mood on what has happened on the field.
It was that type of a game, JD.
Yeah, when was that? Probably in the 10th?
Might have been. Could have been the 4th. Jeff Blum, the batter.
Thought about doing Henry Villar's heart rate when he came into the game on the harmonica for the Major League debut. But I figured I might end up hyperventilating and having to be carried out of here.
Jeff Blum looks at a breaker low, and it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count to Jeff. He doesn't have an at-bat in this series. 251, 1 homer, 17 runs batted in. He came off the disabled list August 3rd. He's hit 281 in 8 starts since then. That's a foul ball hitting the mask of Ellis. 1-2.
Yeah, I mentioned the 21 games remaining because I was looking at, Carlos has got 82 RBIs, as does Hunter. So we're thinking about getting to 100 RBIs. That's, that's a pretty special number for guys. You have to go pretty good here.
Yep. And there's a strikeout for Eli. Number 1 for him.
Has not had a lot of at-bats lately. So an opportunity to get a start tonight, get 3 or 4 ABs. It's a big challenge for Brad Mills. We talk about managers having all these weapons at their disposal, but can be a little bit of a curse, too, to try to find playing time for guys. And usually the veterans like Blum aren't too concerned with it. I realize that the nature of September baseball for a team out of the race is to get a good long look at some of the youngsters.
210 for Brad Wallace, 1 homer. He's driven in 7. That one spins him a little bit. Last night he had a couple of hits, a single and a double. Batting 8th last night. Now he's in the 6th spot. That was his 3rd multi-hit game last night. He laces this one to right, but caught by Johnson. After 2, there's no score in Houston. game. It is 0-0. We go to the third inning, and John Eli takes strike one. Eli has 2 hits and 22 at bats for an 0.91 average with 1 RBI. Eli's coming, the old song went.
3-dog night.
1-1. Now tomorrow the Dodgers have changed their starting pitcher. He will be Carlos Monasterios instead of Vicente Padilla, who's had a bulging disc in his back.
I'd be surprised to see the Dodgers shut Padilla down for the rest of the season.
1-2 for Wandy with Furcal and Terrio coming up next.
4 in a row.
And 5 for the night. Good strikeout pace for Wandy.
Well, last time he pitched here was 2 starts ago against St. Louis. He worked 7 innings of shutout baseball, out just 2 hits. A couple of walks, punched out 5.
It's a big strikeout game for him compared to the last 10 starts or so against the Dodgers. It may become his career high against the Dodgers. He needs 2 more. Rafael Furcal bangs it foul off the screen. There's strike 1. Wandy can be at times a big strikeout pitcher. His career high is 11. He's done that twice. Last time July of 2009. Showing bunt. Furcal takes it.
He has the ability to shape his curveball. He can get out around a little bit, soften it, and kind of backdoor it. Then the hard one towards the back foot of the right-handed hitter. And he's got enough fastball where if you're sitting on that curveball, you just can't pull the trigger on the heater. There's a little backdoor hook there. Just like most pitchers, a little wobbly early, but he seems to have found his rhythm.
And that one's hit on a line. Michael Bourne is there in center. 2 outs. In the first inning, Wandy walked the leadoff man for a call, and then the double play didn't work out because of an error. And a strikeout, then another walk. And he deflected a line drive hit by Gibbons. But since then, he has been very aggressive.
Swing of the bat here by Furcal. The first time the ball's been put in play. Since then, well struck, but I hang with him.
2 down, and it's Terrio. And bounced into that force play earlier. Strike 1 to him.
Outfield shifts to the right for Terrio. Michael slides towards right center. Hunter cheats towards the line a little bit. Terrio does a lot of work the other way. Like that.
Line to Keppinger. And the Dodgers through the first 3. Go down this time on 10 pitches. They have not had a hit.
Nobody has any runs, but you can all have fun when country music stars Blake Shelton and Montgomery Gentry come to Conroe on October 2nd and 3rd for for the Toyota Texas Bass Classic. Buy your tickets now for only $15 per day at HEB and Academy stores.
Country folks will survive, Greg.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, we had a Tim Lincecum lookalike in the crowd. We don't know if he's here on a scouting mission or what's going on, but a guy looks just like Tim. And we'll get a shot of him as we go through. There's the little younger version of Tim.
So tonight's bonus trivia. How many times today did he use the word dude? Over under 74 is the number.
Strike to Angel Sanchez. 277 for Angel. He's driven in 18. Has put together 5-game hitting streak, but he's behind here. 0-2 in the count. John Eli. It's a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Jason Castro on deck. Wandy Rodriguez due up third against Eli.
I like Eli's approach. Works quickly.
Wow. It's strike 3.
Wow.
The hitters have been surprised by a few calls tonight.
I like Paul Emmel's approach, too. I wouldn't mind being on the mound tonight. Check this baby out. Come on. Wow. Right-handed hitters.
Starting to remind us of Doug Harvey's final game.
Sneak up on the plate a little bit.
That's one out. The hitters are worn by now, and it's Jason Castro hitting. 209 his average. That's in tight for ball 1. To a man with 2 homers, 6 runs batted in. Jason 0 for 6 in his current streak. There's a strike, and it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. By the way, he started last night, came out after 3 at-bats in the extra inning game. Humberto Quintero came in. Q was credited with a hit in the 11th inning after the game on a ball lost in the lights by Jay Gibbons in left field. So that change was not in the morning newspaper box score that you might have picked up. Quintero wound up going 1 for 2 in that game, retroactively, so to speak. 1-2 the count, but Gibbons was fighting it. He was going down almost to his knees trying to catch that liner, and he didn't catch it. This fly ball hits for right center. Kemp over. 2 down.
Like the old Yogi story. Wasn't a typographical error. It was a clean single. Play the $500 million blockbuster scratch off from the Texas Lottery with $500 million in total prizes. It's big, really big. For more details and big fun, visit TexasBlockbuster.com.
Sounds pretty sizable.
It's big, yeah. There's even an elephant there on the graphic.
Wandy Rodriguez looks at ball 1. The Astros have had a walk and a single, but Eli's faced the minimum, so the pitcher comes up with 2 outs in the 3rd with 11 hits and 56 at bats, a 196 average.
I know what's going on here.
What's that?
Joe Torre and Emil got together.
Oh, the Damians thing?
Yeah, when Joe went out there to get run, he said, hey, now move this thing along, and you can meet us for dessert at the end of the game.
It's 1-2. Conspiratorial.
A little tiramisu waiting for you.
Yeah. Well, there were high hopes for this year's Dodger club after what they did last year. But tonight it's John Eli looking strong, and it's 0-0 after 3. troops, the first responders, were honored on the field before the game. Hope they're relaxing and enjoying the evening. They're enjoying a very swiftly moving ball game through the first 3. 0-0, Dodgers and Astros.
Jeff Bagwell has purchased 250 tickets in the ballpark tonight out in the all-you-can-eat section for some of these veterans or active servicemen.
They're enjoying the food. Also, there is a mystery autograph baseball grab bag fundraiser tonight for $25. Fans can get an autograph ball. There's a drive to left field on the first pitch in the 4th inning. Casey Blake has given the Dodgers a 1-0 lead. That's number 15 for Blake.
And probably not a bad idea to go up there and take a hack at the first good one you like, with Paul Emmel having this broad strike zone tonight. If you get one over the plate, you probably ought to take advantage of it. And imagine what Wandy was thinking. Well, I'll just jump ahead here and then start to expand. But the most interesting man in the world ambushed him. Good swing of the bat here by Casey Blake. Well, they are trying to go down and away. Just didn't get it there. Cut it right over the heart of the plate. And Blake got right to the heart of the matter. 250 active military here as guests of Jeff Bagwell is what it is.
Very nice.
Budweiser also teaming up with Baggy. Military personnel from Houston, San Antonio, and Temple.
Kemp fights it off. Foul ball, first base side, back out of play. 0-2 to Kemp, who walked in the first inning. Dodgers have this core of young players with Kemp and Andre Ethier. James Loney, who's on the bench tonight. Very talented bunch. Just as Bagwell and Biggio with the core of the Astros. Cam and Eddie back in their day. 1-2, and Joe Torre has said that this group is very talented, going to be the core of the ball club. And he has said we've got to figure out what happened this year and how to get it better, the inconsistency. Kemp is down on strikes.
The Astros on Sunday, September 19th, will have another special for you. It's the season's second Faith and Family Night after that 105 game against the Reds. Stick around for the event, including a concert with Mercy Me. Tickets start at only $7. Visit Astros.com/mercy for tickets.
Jay Gibbons hit the line drive, deflected by Wandy. Out to second baseman Jeff Keppinger, who then threw him out.
You're mentioning that core of the Dodgers. Ethier and Loney, both on the bench tonight, have struggled mightily against left-handed pitching. But, obviously, the Dodgers' problems are bigger than that. Offense is really in a funk for quite a good while now.
Up through the middle, and diving Sanchez tries a throw, but really had no opportunity to throw out Gibbons.
I love the effort, though. He said, why not? You're probably thinking, well, maybe he'll blow out his hamstring halfway down the line. I don't know. I can't see where he is. I'm just going to head it over there in that direction.
No, he didn't have a very good view of first base from this position. Check this out. Wandy kind of whiffed on that ball. Gibbons is on with an infield hit. And Lindsay looks at ball one. Great opportunity for Lindsay after all the time he has spent in the minor leagues to come up and make an impression. He taps it to the left side. Blum cuts over and gets it. Gibbons to second on out number 2. It'll be Reed Johnson coming up next.
Reed Johnson getting a start here tonight. Has been very good against left-handed pitching. He started last night in left field. Tonight he's the right fielder. talk a lot about fourth outfielders, and basically that, typically what that means is a guy just doesn't have enough power to be an everyday corner guy, doesn't have enough speed to be an everyday center fielder, but still a good, package of skills. Line drive hitter, gives you a tough AB, and can play all the outfield positions.
Johnson hammers a line drive to left center field. Gibbons around third to make it 2-0 Dodgers on the RBI single by Johnson. Johnson's a .314 career hitter against southpaw as he comes through.
Yeah, I think later in the ball game you might have been a little cautious with him and then willing to go after Ellis, but still too early in the game to think along those lines. Top half of the fourth, you're still trying to get outs. Not worrying too much about any individual confrontation. If you're Wandy, you'd like to think that run's not going to beat you.
Ellis looks at ball one. Barajas has moved into the picture, and he started last night and had 3 hits for the Dodgers in the absence of Russell Martin, their everyday catcher, who's been a grinder over the years but has been sidelined for several weeks now and won't be back this season with a hip injury.
And Brad Ausmus spent time on the DL this year for the first time in his long career. Pretty remarkable.
It really is. And Brad's in his 17th year plus of Major League service time, 41 years old. Came down with the herniated disc in his back. Missed a few months after surgery for that. It's amazing that he could escape injury for 17 years as a Major League catcher. Brad will be joining us on Astros Live on Fox Sports Houston tomorrow at 12:30 before the finale of the season series. And now Carlos Monasterios has been named the Dodger pitcher for that 105 start against Nelson Figueroa. Figueroa 5-2 with a 3.03 ERA. Ellis goes for it, and there's a steal of second base by Johnson with no play on it. Nobody went to cover, and Johnson just took off and made it into second.
Might have been a delay. I didn't see the break.
Looked like a delay. Let's see if we can see it here.
Yeah, delayed steal. You see shuffle, shuffle. Well, you don't see that very often. That's a good heads-up play.
Steal number 2 for Johnson. He's been caught twice. That could be very big with 2 outs. Now 1-2 count. In the dirt.
When you talk about stolen bases, you talk about the catcher and his release time and what kind of a move or how quick the pitcher is. Does it give the catcher a chance? In an instance like that, most often you're stealing the base on the infielders. And he just comes off like he's just taking a good aggressive secondary lead with no intention of stealing second. So they're holding their position. And then as the pitch is delivered, he breaks.
Now Ellis has worked the count full. With Eli on deck. San Diego got a good game from Tim Stauffer today. Again, his second straight. And that led them to a 1-0 win over San Francisco. Stauffer went 4-3 with that win and beat Madison Bumgarner, who's 5-5. Pete Bell got his 40th save. Torre hit home run number 5 for the only run that came in the 3rd inning for the Padres win. They now take a 1-game lead over the Giants in the NL West. Lined into right center field. That'll make it 3-0 Dodgers. Johnson around to score. Backhanded by Pence, who fires it into second. RBI single for Ellis, his 11th run batted in. And the stolen base does indeed pay off.
Yeah, stolen base, and then another good swing of the bat here by Ellis after Johnson's single with the pitcher scheduled next. Dodgers doing a nice job making the adjustment, trying to get some better swings at Wandy's breaking pitch.
Johnson home after back-to-back 2-out RBI singles by Johnson and Ellis. And the Blake homer to lead off the inning makes it a 3-run frame so far with ball 1 there to Eli. 2 balls, no strikes to John Eli. Billy Doran School, Miami of Ohio. Charlie Liebrandt. So Torre's decision about 2011 is very closely held. But if he should return for a 4th year, according to a recent article, a lot of work will have to be done in the off season concerning the player's mindset, he says. Three balls and a strike. He says it's not unusual for young players to be inconsistent, but he goes on to say we have to make sure we cover all the bases on doing something before we hit spring training. Strike makes it 3-2 to Eli now. Dodgers won their division by 3 games last year, winning 95, losing 67. That is strike 3. The 4th inning produces a 3 spot for the Dodgers. On 4 hits, they leave a man. They grab a 3-0 lead. Had a good time himself, hitting in the top of the 4th inning, giving John Eli a 3-0 lead now. Eli has faced only 9 Astros through the first 3. He gave up a single to Jeff Keppinger back in the 1st, and on that play, Michael Bourne was thrown out trying to go 1st to 3rd by Jay Gibbons. So now we have Dodgers fans, Astros fans wondering if Eli can keep mowing them down. He has really done a job getting a double play ball on Pence. Did not have any problems in a 1-2-3 second. The same can be said for his 3rd inning. And he has done some of his best pitching against the Astros this year.
Well, the Dodgers were able to make an adjustment against Wandy and get something done. Second time they saw him. So we'll see if the Astros can do the same as they get their second peek tonight at this young right-hander. He moved the ball up and down very well. A lot of high fastballs and good hard sinking changeups down around the knees.
Michael Bourne batting, showing bunt, taking ball 1. Eli entered the Dodger rotation in late April. Floats that one high, and it's 2 balls, no strikes. And he beat the Astros back on the 17th of May in Los Angeles. That was his 3rd straight really good game. Continued on that surge for a while. And one of his losses was 1-0 against the Cubs in Chicago. He had a no decision with 7 shutout innings and a 1-0 win over Arizona. 3-1. That's hit well to left center field. Gibbons back deep to left. Gibbons up, and he can't hang on to it. Here's Bourne headed for third. He falls down, and the throw will go to third. Now he gets up, and he will beat the throw. Kemp didn't know where to throw it. He was just waiting for Bourne, and he held the ball too long.
He got a little greedy. Thought maybe he could get him, but it was too long of a throw. If he just unloads and gets that ball back into the infield, they would have held Michael at second and maybe would have had a play on him. But Kemp held on. Well, this is kind of a fun play. Jake Gibbons, he had some adventures out there last night in that little corner, and now back into it again. Michael with the old intentional fall play. You saw the delayed steal by Reed Johnson. Michael goes with the old flat tire routine.
The infield lays back for Keppinger, who grounds to the left side. Bourne coming home for call. Off balance throw and safe at first. Lindsey failed to grab it. So it's now 3-1 Dodgers, with Bourne coming home after a mad dash around the bases.
What do we call Bourne's hit? A triple?
Probably a triple.
A double and a steal on the center fielder?
Maybe that was it.
That's the third ball in 2 nights that Jake Gibbons has had to try to make a play on out there in that corner. Here's Furcall's effort on Keppinger. He would have beat it anyway. RBI single.
And now the Astros have something going with Hunter Pence batting. He bounced into a 6-3 double play. Keppinger now has 2 of the Astros' 3 hits. There's strike 1. Jeff got his 52nd run batted in. The triple by Bourne was his 6th of the year. You can see how Michael was off balance coming around second. Of course, we will never know, but to be that fast means to have more decisions to make, JD.
He's striding it out around second. Lost his bounce a little bit as he hit the bag. Reminiscent of Lonnie Smith. They used to call him Skates.
Right. You know, his foot might have slipped on the top of second there as he steps on it. Rolled over to third. Play is second by Blake. Gets the force out on Keppinger to Terrio from 5 to 4. 1 out. And Pence is aboard for Carlos Lee. See if Michael slipped as he stepped on second.
Ideally, you want to hit the inside corner of that bag, and he was out on the kind of on top on the back side of it.
It looked like that is what threw him off balance. Hunter draws a throw. Hunter is 2 steals away from the 2020 club. Not many Astros have been members of that club. Michael Bourne just scored for the 80th time. Carlos grounded out to third earlier. What are you talking about? Craig Biggio, Jeff Bagwell. Bag's a member of the 30-30 club. Cesar Cedeno. People who are among the most talented offensive players in the history of this organization have been in that 2020 club. That would be nice for Hunter to join that group. He draws a throw. Kevin Bass, I believe, is a 2020 guy. .30-30 for a first baseman, pretty rare. That's where he was.
Yeah, the home run's not so rare, but the stolen bases for the first sacker, slugging first baseman is very rare, and that's what makes Bagwell one of the best of all time. The fact that he was capable of stealing bases, a great base runner, a tremendous defender. He did it all. Today is the anniversary of the first infielder ever joining the 30-30 club.
Ooh, what year was it?
1987.
87.
Bonus trivia.
That's a good one. Foul back by Carlos. First infielder, 30-30. Think about that one for a while.
He was in the building not long ago. Howard Johnson.
Okay. There were always allegations of the cork bat with Hojo. With a soft pop behind the plate. Out of play.
Yeah, those were fun games with the Mets. They were collecting Scotty's baseballs. We were collecting Howard's bats.
Yeah. Well, there was a story that can now be told that someone crawled through, I believe it was the air conditioning duct, into the visiting clubhouse and grabbed one of Hojo's bats. And they found cork in it. Sent it to the league office. But it had already been cut open, so of course.
You got no proof that he used that bat. And then there was the Jason Grimsley caper where he climbed through the ductwork in Cleveland to steal Albert Bell's bat out of the umpire's room.
Blake with a short hop play. Quick unload to second and safe at first. Good play, though, by Blake to get that one on the short hop to force Hunter Pence for the second out. Ball had a big loop in it, and that allowed Carlos to reach at first.
Blake closing in a hurry. Adroitly handles that short hop.
You can see Carlos running all the way on that replay. Got out of the box in pretty good shape. Now he's aboard for Jeff Blum, who struck out in the second. Big looping curve, 69 miles per hour. That's slower than batting practice speed, JD.
Looking at a couple of those, looks like it's a pitch he features to the left-handed hitters, throws more sliders to righties.
It's almost knuckleball speed. 1 ball and 1 strike. Red Wallace on deck. Dodgers have 4 hits. The Astros have 3. Atlanta got 3 in the 12th and beat the Cardinals 6-3. Foul ball makes it 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the Phillies lost, so now there's a tie, a virtual tie atop the NL East for the Phillies and the Braves. Mets beat the Phillies 4-3. Should be a fun race to follow here.
Well, it seems like all the drama is in the National League now. Here you see the pitch tracks here on Eli showing the starting velocity, the velocity of the pitch when it gets to home plate, the amount of break.
Blum hits a pop-up for call is calling. And Michael Bourne opened the inning with a triple, coming home on a Keppinger hit. That makes it 3-1 Dodgers. 2020 is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Check out the 2010 F-150 and drive one. Ford is the best in Texas. And by Gullo Ford and Gullo Toyota, who bring you the 5th inning. Dodgers lead at 3-1. Rafael Furcal steps out of the box. Now he's back in. He is 0 for 1 with a walk. It's a curve, and it's strike one for Wandy Rodriguez, who gave up the 3 in the Dodger 4th. On a homer by Blake. 2-out RBI singles by Johnson and Ellis. It's fouled away, and it snowballs 2 strikes. Wandy breezing along until that Blake homer began to turn things around. Dodgers have scored only 13 runs in their last 7 games prior to this one. Furcal is down on strikes. That's number 8.
And a lot of these Dodger hitters really coming out of their shoes, swinging at that high fastball. Furcal among them. Can't seem to leave this alone. And he's leaning back on that back leg. Needs to hit it out to Conroe there.
Ryan Theriot is 0 for 2. The ball pretty well, lining out to second base. He's third. Strike to Theriot. Strikeout pace, one of the best Wandy has had. He has struck out 10 twice in a game this year. One and one.
That's one thing you can't forget if you're Wandy and Jason Castro, the little wiggle room that Paul Emmel has given on the outside corner tonight. Don't forget about that. Not too far out for him to consider.
Mitchell Boggs lost that game in extra innings for the Cardinals. That's a strike. That makes it 2-2. Jason Hayward hit his 17th home run. Alex Gonzalez, a 12th inning homer, his 22nd off Boggs, and that was a 3-run shot to win it. This one hits for Hunter Pence in right. 2 down. Now Blake. Blake struck out looking in the first, ripped a homer in the 4th. Checking Omar Infante. Doesn't have enough plate appearances yet to qualify for the batting title, but he's hitting .341. Ball 1 to Blake. Carlos Gonzalez has just had a monster year for the Colorado Rockies. He's leading the league among those who qualify at .335. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fattening his average while the Rockies are at Coors Field.
Rockies host the Diamondbacks again tonight. Padres and Giants beat up on each other. Well, beating up is probably not the right word. Back-to-back 1-0 games.
That's the way they beat up on each other.
Beating up on each other with a feather. And the Giants winning last night, and the Padres returning the favor this afternoon. And opposite field home run by Yorvik Torrealba into that little porch they got in right field. But the only hitter-friendly part of that ballpark.
Blake is down on strikes. That's 9 strikeouts for Rodriguez. The Dodgers lead at 3-1 in the 5th.
Astros 3-1. Next Sunday, September 19th, it's a dog day here at the ballpark, presented by eBay Classifieds. Astros and the Reds will play, and for $40 you'll get a bullpen box seat for you and your pooch, an Astros dog bowl, and you can participate in all the great pregame events. Visit astros.com/dogday for tickets.
Brett Wallace in a 3-1 game takes ball one high from John Eli. He lined out to right field in the second inning.
Well, the book on Wallace is to try to crowd him with fastballs. Eli did that, but Wallace turned on it, hit the ball very sharply to right field. There's another one.
Got through that one quickly.
Eli doesn't have the giddy up that most pitchers do in the big leagues. That one went up on the board as a changeup. 83 miles an hour. That was a changeup. He missed his spot by about 3 feet.
This one's back to right field. First bomb for Wallace. Wallace hits number 2 in his career. And it's 3-2 as Brett, who hit one out in Chicago, now follows up with number 2 back in Houston, giving him 8 major league runs batted in, and that one definitely was pulled by Wallace.
And that was a changeup, so Eli missing badly there with a high changeup, and Wallace. And as I mentioned last night, he had 2 tracers last night, a single and a long double to straightaway center field, almost to the base of Taos Hill. And he's starting to feel it a little bit.
Yeah. Good line drive homer by Wallace. And Angel Sanchez just took ball one. Now he puts one out into center field. Kemp hustling in, and that one loops in front of him for a single for Sanchez. And a 6-game hitting streak for Angel.
Matt Kemp, a Gold Glove center fielder last year, and some feel like he's lost a step. He's only, 26 years old. It's kind of hard to lose a step. He's a big man, though. And very athletic, a heck of a basketball player as a kid. Eli, off the bat, thought that ball probably should have been caught.
Well, he didn't get moving right away. Castro hit a fly ball to center in the 3rd inning.
Now, I was just watching him as the pitch was being delivered out there in center, and he's not really in what you would call a ready position.
That's what we've been hearing about him. Ball, no strikes. That was a 408-footer by Brett Wallace, number 2 of his major league career. Eli have been keeping the ball in the park well for the Dodgers. 7 homers allowed in 82 innings coming into this frame. That's lined over shortstop into left center field for Castro. Sanchez to second. Kemp comes up with it. And 3 straight hits have the Astros working well in the 5th.
Well, first and second, nobody out. Wandy Rodriguez with an opportunity to drop a bunt down here. And if successful, a base hit from Michael Bourne could give the Astros the lead. But first things first, Dodgers talking over how they're going to defend this bunt.
Wandy comes down to Dave Clark. Eli started his career without giving up a home run in his first 50 in the 3rd innings over 8 games. That was the longest run by a Dodger pitcher to start his career since Fernando Valenzuela back in 1980. Now he's in some trouble with runners at first and second. Nobody out, and Wandy has had 7 sacrifice bunts. He struck out in the 3rd inning. Blake is in tight. First baseman Lindsey creeping in. Bunted toward Blake. He'll go back to 3rd. Ellis makes the throw to first on a sacrifice. A very good one by Wandy Rodriguez. Number 8 of the year.
Can't do it any better than that. Instructional video quality. Sacrifice bunt dropped down there by Wandy. Nothing to do but pick it up and fire to first base. No other options.
Sacrifice from 2 to 4. Now runners at second and third. Sanchez at third. Castro at second for Michael Bourne, who has walked and tripled. Ellis stops that one for ball one. Corner infielders even with the bases. Middle infielders back.
Michael Bourne, the guy you tell yourself before the game, don't walk this guy. Well, he walked him, and then he went 3-1 on him before having to give in, and Michael hit that triple.
It's 1-1. Keppinger on deck. Mike Pelfrey won for the Mets, beating the Phillies. He's now 14-9. 2 balls and a strike. Jose Reyes hit his 9th home run of the year, beating Kyle Kendrick, who's 9-9 now. Takahashi got his 6th save. Bourne fouls it. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Michael. Brad Mills' club coming back after trailing 3-0. It's now a 1-run deficit with 2 men in scoring position.
Wendy had that hiccup in the 4th when he gave up 3. Other than that, he's been very, very good. So Brad Mills probably thinking, hey, if I can get the lead here, I feel really good about my chances. Wendy on the hill.
Foul almost right out of the catcher's mitt.
What was it? Was it a Hunter Pence bobblehead tonight?
Yes.
Big crowd here tonight.
Big crowd. And they are enjoying the comeback here. They had little American flags in the bobbleheads too. Roll to third. A look home, and the run scores to tie the ball game 3-3. Casey Blake took a glance toward the plate, but Sanchez was moving on contact, and he scored the tying run.
Take a look at it here. Here's the swing of the bat. Sanchez takes off. Blake has to slide to his left a couple of steps. Takes away any option at home plate. And you can't take too long of a look either with Bourne going down the line, or you'll get nobody.
But that was a good replay on Sanchez and the way he got moving toward the plate. Jeff Keppinger has a couple of hits tonight.
I'm not sure if he was going on contact or if he just read it and just, because if it's hit to the corners, if you're in read mode, you're going to stay put. But that ball kind of towards the shortstop. So either way, he felt like he had a real good chance.
There's a block by Ellis. 1-1. Yeah, he was definitely taking a few steps, and then the pitch was delivered, and he was just ready to bolt toward the plate. Pence is on deck. Half foul. 1-2. Eli's last major league start was July 10th against the Cubs. He went 2 1/3 innings, and he was demoted the next day to the minors. He's thrown 74 pitches. Up the middle for Call, tracks it to his left and makes the strong throw to get Keppinger. In the 5th inning, the Astros are able to tie it with 2 runs on 3 hits. They leave a man. Wallace hits a high one for his 2nd major league homer to get it going, and it's tied 3-3. Center making cancer history. September 11th, 1999. Jose Lima defeated the Cubs 5-3 to become Houston's first 20-game winner in 10 years. Thanks to AstrosDaily.com for that information.
Mike Scott, 1989, then would have been the last.
Yeah.
Here, Scotty finished second in the Cy Young Award voting. More bonus trivia.
Well, number 12 is out there for Wandy tonight. He's now tied 3-3.
Mark Davis is the Cy Young Award winner that year.
That's right, the closer for the Padres. Kemp is 0 for 1. He has walked. Taps that one foul, strike one. So Wandy now gets a fresh start after giving up 3 in the fourth.
Well, he wobbled in the first, and then he's been excellent in every other inning except for that fourth inning. Made a double bogey in the fourth, and he's been good every other hole.
1-1. And he chases the curve down low. 1-2 to Kemp. Astros starting pitchers have had the best ERA in the National League since the All-Star break. 3.18.
Dodgers starters have been second best. Dodgers hitters have not been very good at all.
Well, Manny Ramirez was hurt quite a bit of the time, and then just a drop off in the numbers of several other guys. Call's been out pretty good portion of time this season.
And back upstairs with a heater.
Still 1-2 to Kemp. Cubs and Milwaukee are tied 0-0. Top of the sixth inning at Miller Park.
And as is the norm with most struggling teams, you see the Dodgers going out of the strike zone a lot here tonight. High fastballs and low curveballs.
2-2.
Big, strong guy. Last night he hooked a changeup that was out away from him and pulled it into left field for a base hit.
That looked good.
Wow.
3-2.
Wandy doing the walk-off. Almost had such a big zone tonight. He's missed a couple of those breaking balls.
Yeah.
We quit on him like the hitters do.
Tap to third base. Blum with the throw to Wallace in time for the first out. Texas Ford Dealers league leaders show you the Astros pitchers who have won 20 games in a season. Starting with Larry Durkert, 69. He pitched over 300 innings that year. Had a whole bunch of complete games. And JR, Negro did it twice. Scotty, you talked about. And Hampton has the club record for wins in a season with 22, losing only 4. Roy Oswalt, 20-game winner in 04 and 05.
Interesting that nobody from the 98 team won more games than any Astro team ever.
That's true.
This big unit had, 10 in half a season.
Yeah, he was 10-1.
Yeah.
Jay Gibbons looks at that one, and it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count to Gibbons. Getting a fresh start with the men in blue and doing well. He came up with Baltimore at a 100 RBI year for them in 03. That was his third major league year. And the check swing appeal goes to third. He's rung up by Bruce Dreckman. It's 1-2.
Yeah, I mentioned when he was up earlier about the steroid allegations, and then his performance really suffered, and he was out of the game, and he wrote all the clubs, all the major league clubs, a letter saying offering to donate his salary to charity if they signed him.
There's a hit through the middle into center field.
Despite those issues, that's pretty admirable. Nobody took him up on it. He was signed by the Long Island Ducks, an independent team. So slowly but surely worked his way back, and finally back to the big leagues for the first time in quite some time.
His numbers are really astonishing for just a few at bats.
Winningest pitcher on the 98 Astros, Shane Reynolds, 19-8.
That's right. That was hit number 5 for the Dodgers. Lindsey's up next. He's 0 for 2, a strikeout, a ground out.
Somewhere in there, bullpen blew a game for him and cost him 20-win season.
Yeah.
Whoever did it probably doesn't get a Christmas card anymore.
Lindsey won the PCL batting title, hitting .353. He had 25 homers, 97 runs batted in 107 games for Albuquerque. Chased one there, and it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. He was announced as a pinch hitter in the final game of the Padres series. I think that was Wednesday, and then he was called back when the Padres changed pitchers. So his major league debut didn't even give him any time in the batter's box. He was announced and then not used. Runner going, and it's foul back.
And some people would argue that's ironic, and I think it's fitting for a guy that took 16 years to get to the big leagues. That's how it should have been. No, we're just going to tease you one more time, big fella. We're going to let you walk up there, get announced, and that's it. New pitcher, new batter.
In that Brewers-Cubs game, it's 0-0 in the bottom of the 6th inning. Randy Wolf is going for Milwaukee, and Ryan Dempster's pitching for Chicago.
Lindsey, a big man, doesn't run well. If you get a ground ball here, you get an easy double play.
Strikeout works. That's number 10 for Wandy.
Hasn't taken many pitches tonight. He's up there swinging it.
It's the 3rd time this year Wandy has fanned 10 in a game. The last time at Florida, August 21st. His career high is 11. One above the bat of Lindsey.
If you're new to the concept of keeping a score sheet, those K's backwards for looking, forward K, swinging strikeout.
Lee Johnson left field. Carlos Lee, 3rd out. No runs, a hit, a runner stranded. Dodgers 3, Astros 3 in the 6th. Hunter Pence leading the National League in runs batted in since the All-Star break. Try to get it rolling against John Eli. He's had a big second half. 0 for 2 tonight, bouncing into a double play and then a ground ball into a force play for Hunter.
Hunter, he's our man. If he can't do it, no one can.
George Sherrill's warming up for the Dodgers.
Don't hang it. He didn't.
69 miles per hour. Strike one call. Baltimore nothing. Detroit nothing. They've played 4 in Detroit.
That's his best pitch. That straight changeup.
0-2 for Eli, who's thrown 76 pitches. He's due up second in the next inning. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Fastball primarily for show. He's going to try to get you out with the soft stuff.
Hunter chased that one. Eli's last start was September 3rd at Round Rock. 8 days ago, he's had some extra rest. He went 7 innings in that one, allowing 5 hits, 3 runs. First drive heads for right field. Reed Johnson backing on it. That's 1 out for Eli. Carlos Lee is grounded out in the second inning and bounced into a force play in the 4th. Astros' only minor league playoff team, the Tri-City Valley Cats, hosting the Brooklyn Cyclones tonight. Drive to left field, hooking and foul, just like last night.
Yeah. Good work on your aim there, big fella. Thought we were going to have chicken sandwiches there for a minute.
It looked like a poultry blast, but it hooked quite a bit.
Off the poultry pole.
Burkall plays it and throws from the grass. 2 outs now for Eli. It appears this could very well be Eli's final inning. Jeff Blum has struck out and popped a short.
Well, if given the way Eli had pitched in the second half, both with LA and then down at their AAA club in Albuquerque, if you asked Joe Torre before the game if you could get 6 innings and 3 runs out of this guy or choose what's behind the curtain, he would have taken the 6 and 3.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. Solid effort.
He's at 82 pitches for the night, throwing ball 1 there to Blum.
I guess I should qualify that. 6 and 3 so far. He's not out of it yet.
Right. Almost hit him. And it's 2-0.
So sure it didn't get a piece of the jersey.
May have. Blum was saying something to the home plate umpire there, Paul Hamill. Brett Wallace is on deck. Right in the slot for strike 1.
He's thrown so many good off-speed pitches, especially the Blummer. He's thrown some very good off-speed stuff. Jeff, he could get away with that 85 right down the middle. If Jeff was sitting on that, I would imagine he would put a pretty good swing on it. We've seen a lot of change-ups and slow curveballs tonight. So it's hard to look fastball even on 2-0, 3-1.
Ronald Belisario has joined George Sherrill in the Dodger bullpen. Bounces for ball 3. Full count to Blummer. Kansas City leading the White Sox 5-1. There you see the Dodger bullpen. They have played 5 at U.S. Cellular. Sherrill and Belisario. It's Davies for Kansas City tonight. One bounces it foul. Edwin Jackson has been torched for 11 hits and 5 runs in 5 innings for the White Sox. Anderson Hernandez there on the bench. And Blum reaches for it, strikes out. The ball gets away. Ellis throws to first. And that'll do it for the 6th inning for Eli. Game tied 3-3. Astros answered, and they had a 4th inning run and then 2 in the 5th to tie it.
What's going on there, Browning?
Not sure.
Got some letters. Looks like Astros in red there, and maybe some Houston up above.
Yeah, women, right. Houston, the men, Astros, but there is a woman there in the Astros row. So there's some commingling as A.J. Ellis takes ball 1. Ellis got run number 3 home with a single to right center in the 4th. He's 1 for 2. On deck hitter is Russ Mitchell, a pinch hitter. With the bullpen busy. And it's 2-0. Rodriguez about to throw his 100th pitch. There you see the breakdown, 65-35. And it's foul back off the screen for a 2-1 count.
Ellis taking advantage of that cripple count, attacking that fastball, but Wandy able to slot it down and away a little bit.
And strikeout game against the Dodgers. That is Wandy's career high against Los Angeles. That's chopped on 2 bounces. It goes to Blum. And stretched by Wallace takes care of out number 1. Now the pinch hitter Russ Mitchell. Mitchell's been in the starting lineup. He started yesterday at first base, and last night he went 0 for 5 and started Thursday night at third and went 0 for 3. Still looking for his first major league hit. Russ is now 0 for 10 in the big leagues. This will be his first pinch hit at bat. That could get to be a problem if that hitless slump grows, especially in September, running out of at bats.
Exactly. Days on the schedule start to click away and you don't have a knock yet. My goodness, I don't want to go home and face my friends going 0 for 2010 at the big league level.
Now ball back makes it 1-1 to Russ Mitchell. He was a 15th round pick in 03 in the draft. 25 years old from Rome, Georgia. He's pumped.
Georgia turned out a lot of players in recent years.
A bunch. Whip to left field, but it dies out there on the way to Carlos Lee. 2 outs. Let's see the 10 strikeouts for Wandy.
Yep, he's going to fill up your scorecard with red ink tonight. Looking, swinging at the curve, little cheddar, hook. So you get the idea. Combination of the fastball, curveball, well placed, climbing the ladder on occasion. A little bit of everything. Well, I shouldn't say a little bit of everything. A lot of 2 things. Very good curveball and well placed fastball. But Dodgers very aggressive, swinging a lot of pitches out of the strike zone. And this guy may be the main culprit. He's been up there wailing away at that high heater.
Takes that for a ball, and he's in front 2-0 in the count. He's walked, he's lined to center, and he's struck out.
Changing his approach a little bit. Tie game in the 7th inning. If you call a guy for your Joe Torre, or in this instance Don Mattingly, who's now managing the club, you like to see him show some discipline and try to do anything he can to get on, because he can create with his legs.
3-0. He takes a 4-pitch walk. That's 3 walks for Wandy Rodriguez. The first 2 came in the first inning. 108 pitches for Wandy. Ryan Terrio's 0 for 3. Brandon Lyon may not be available tonight. We're not sure about that. Brandon's been pitching a lot this year. He kind of labored through his 1 inning last night, gave up a hit and a walk. Casey Blake is on deck.
One of the good things, I guess, about last night's 11-inning game, Brad Mills got to use a lot of pitchers. Guys that needed work got work. We saw Henry Villar for the very first time as a big leaguer.
Little roller brings Wandy over toward the third baseline. He pounces on it and spins and throws to Wallace. No runs, no hits, and a man stranded. It is Dodgers 3, Astros 3 on a Saturday night for the singing of God Bless America.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, as part of this season's Home Sweet Home program, the Astros and the USO are pleased to welcome to today's game service members who have recently returned home from overseas deployment. Let's thank them for their service. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please remove your caps on this September 11th for the performance of God Bless America. Please welcome Jim Sikorsky.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Military heroes were down in the field. For the singing of God Bless America. Now taking me out to the ball game. Leads you into the bottom of the seventh inning. And George Sherrill takes over on the mound for the Los Angeles Dodgers.
He's a real rookie there, that baby.
Yeah.
George Sherrill awfully tough on lefties, so he gets the call. Two of the first three batters scheduled in this inning for the Astros, left-handed bats, Wallace And then it's the right-handed hitting Sanchez, but lefty Castro due up third.
Russ Mitchell stays into play first base. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count, taking over there for John Lindsay.
See that inflated ERA for George Sherrill. Walked 21 in 33 innings, allowed a 308 batting average.
2 balls and a strike to Wallace.
Most of the damage coming from right-handed hitters. He's still been able to neutralize lefties.
Wallace tried to check his swing, and he did. On the field there. He struck him with a call. It's now 3-1. Lefty's hitting 199 against Sherrill.
Wallace putting together some nice at-bats now. Last night and again tonight.
That's to center field. Kemp. 1 out.
Get an idea of how strong some hitters are by their misses. Didn't get a whole lot of that one, but still hit it very high and pretty deep.
Angel Sanchez singled and scored back in the 5th inning, right after the Wallace homer. He got a hit and then came around on the ground out by Michael Bourne. Strike 1 to Angel. He and Tommy Manzella sharing time at shortstop now in September.
Should be a good time for a first home run. Ooh, a good one to hit.
Sure would have. No balls, 2 strikes. Another lefty hitter is on deck. Jason Castro in the pitcher spot. 1-2. Cincinnati got 2 in the 7th. Leads Pittsburgh now 3-0. Bottom of the 7th inning. Sanchez tried to check again. The appeal went to first. And Bill Hahn with that check swing call. That takes it to 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Evanson Volquez back in the rotation for the Reds, dialing up a dandy. 7 innings of 1-hit baseball with 10 strikeouts.
That's to right center field. And that's going to drop, and the extra bases. Sanchez into second with a duping double. And that's his 9th 2-base hit for Sanchez. A 2-for-3 game for Angel.
Yeah. Angel getting some love. 2 more hits again tonight. Just reaches out and pokes this one into right center field. Right fielder Johnson was way towards the line and very shallow. And normally when you shift one guy that far, you're going to accommodate that by moving the center fielder more towards the gap. But the Dodgers did not have that particular deployment, and Sanchez able to take advantage of it.
Jason Michaels has been announced as a pinch hitter for Jason Castro. 9th double for Sanchez, hoping that he could be delivered with a go-ahead run. And Michaels now will come into the plate and see a pitching change being signaled by Don Mattingly. He does not want Sherrill facing Michaels. He's had Belisaro warming up for some time now in the Dodger bullpen. Let's see what he pulls out of that pen in just a moment.
That runner at second and one out. Michaels will be hitting against Belisario, but there's even more coming up. You can catch all the action of the 2010 Major League Baseball postseason on Fox and TBS. The excitement begins October 6th with the Division Series on TBS.
Big crowd tonight, 39,237. Those youngsters are part of it, enjoying themselves on Kids Camp. Close to a sellout. Ronald Belisario comes in. He's 2-1 with a 5.48 ERA.
And numbers not really impressive for Belisario this year, but I'll tell you what was impressive. That sinker he came out of the bullpen throwing last night. He was throwing 94-mile-an-hour straight downers. At times, it wasn't consistent with it, and at times it would flatten out. I mean, it was only in there for a third of an inning, a lot of hit and run, but there's some very impressive looking sinkers.
Challenge for the pinch hitter here, Jason Michaels. J-Mike looks at strike one. In a 3-3 game, he comes up with a runner at second and one out. 220 as a pinch hitter this year. 2 homers, 10 runs batted in. 11 hits and 50 at bats. Leads the club in pinch hits. Rolls that one foul. Of course, he was keeping an eye on the Miami Hurricanes this afternoon. No balls, 2 strikes.
Who were they playing?
They were losing to Ohio State at last check. Ohio State put them away by a pretty healthy margin, we're told. Ryan Bogusevic on deck. Bounce to second. Terrio to first. 2 outs. Sanchez takes third on the ground out. And now it's Bogusevic. Saw many moves and counter moves last night from the 2 managers. Bogusevic is 1 for 7 as a major leaguer. Belisario wants another baseball. Bogusevic got his 1 hit as a pinch hitter. That was a 1-hopper into the swimming pool in Arizona. A double.
Had a start in Chicago. Back home in Wrigley, took an 0 for, but had a couple good swings. Rick Honeycutt, the veteran pitching coach, to have a chat, go over Bogusevic.
Bogusevic going to high school in Chicago, went to the same high school as 8 different Chicago mayors, including both Mayor Daley's. So we got a chance for that little reunion for a few days there in the Cup Series. And the Astros first-round pick in 05 from Tulane has made the conversion from pitcher to outfielder and done very well. And we'll see how he is as a pinch hitter. Ball 1 from Belisario. Wandy Rodriguez goes 7 tonight. 5 hits, 3 runs to the Dodgers. And 3 walks and struck out 10.
Trying to get back to 500. He's 11 and 12. It's been a long, steady climb. And Bogusevic can deliver here. Wandy would have a chance to pick up the W. If not, it's just another hang rhythm, no decision.
Big cut there, and it's a 2-ball, 1-strike count. That one had some serious action at 93 miles per hour. Bogusevic hit .277 at Round Rock this year, 502 at bats, 13 homers, 57 driven in. And a pretty good strike zone judgment here from Brian. He works the count to 3-1. Belisario last night worked 1/3 of an inning. He was charged with 1 hit and 1 run.
It's been one power sinker after another, so no reason to expect anything else. The question is, can you do anything with it? That one at 94, running off the outside corner.
Last night, Belisario gave up a double to Brett Wallace to center, and then he left the game, and that run later scored. And he comes back to strike out Bogusevic and end the 7th inning with no runs, a hit, a runner stranded at third. It's still tied 3-3 through 7. was able to hold in there quite well after giving up 3 in the 4th inning. He wound up equaling his season high with 10 strikeouts. He went 7 innings, kept his club right in the game. He leaves with a tie score 3-3, turns it over to Matt Lindstrom.
And Matt on for the 49th time. He's got a couple wins, 4 losses, 22 saves, and 28 tries, an ERA of 3.83. Just a handful of appearances since coming off the DL with the back issues, has been throwing the ball well.
Casey Blake, the first man to face him. He homered in the 4th, and he struck out twice.
And so for the first time since coming off the DL, Matt will work in back-to-back games. Pitched an inning last night, but who didn't? I think I'm the only pitcher in the ballpark, or ex-pitcher, who did not work in last night's game for the Astros. Mills sent 9 guys to the hill.
Alberto Quintero, the catcher, after Castro left for the pinch hitter Michaels.
That's 9 guys pitching in an 11-inning game in which they gave up only 4 runs. I think 9 pitchers, they must have given up 15 runs.
Abad and VR out there. Fouled away, 2 balls and a strike. Lindstrom's in the 9 spot. Quintero the 8 spot in the order. Lindstrom threw 14 pitches last night. He had a scoreless inning. And in fact, since he got back from the disabled list in September, he has not had a run charged to him in 4 outings. 3 2/3 innings. 3-1 for Matt. Lindstrom was a closer at the outset of the year. The lower back has bothered him a couple of different times. Grounded to third. Jeff Blum. There's 1 out in the 8th inning. Well, all 3 of these games have been in a similar fashion, close in the late frames. The Astros got a 3-run homer in the 6th Thursday and rode that to a 3-2 win. Chris Johnson providing it. Last night it was tied from the 7th inning on until the 11th when the Dodgers won it 4-2. Now Matt Kemp 0 for 2 with a walk. To right field, Hunter Pence backing on it, running out of room. 2 outs.
Good work, fellas.
Jay Givens is next. Givens has 2 singles and 3 at bats, and the other one could have been a hit. A line drive deflected by Wandy Rodriguez that turned into an out. Just enough room in the ballpark. Ball travels well to right field here near the line and also left. Baltimore leads 4-0 after a 4-run 6th at Detroit. They've now played 6 complete.
The Yankees and the Rangers played a long one last night. 5+ hours, 13 innings.
Rangers beat them. Quite a struggle. Big cut there by Givens. And it's 0-2 as he swings over the breaking ball from Lindstrom.
That has been more effective against lefties than righties this year, and left-handed hitters don't see that slider very well.
Tampa Bay ripped Toronto 13-1 at Rogers Center. Wade Davis going to 12-9 with that win, beating Ricky Romero. Brad Hopp hit his 9th. Kelly Shopik number 4. In this ball game, it's 3-3. The Dodgers got 3 in the 4th. They had a home run from Casey Blake leading off the inning, and then a couple of 2-out RBI singles. Reed Johnson made it 2-0. A.J. Ellis made it 3-0. Astros started working their way back. 4th inning triple by Michael Bourne, who fell but was able to get the 3rd. And heard the Matt Kemp throw. He scored on a Keppinger hit to the left side. 3-1. Then a Wallace homer in the 5th inning, the 2nd of his major league career, made it 3-2. And a Bourne ground ball to 3rd. Brought home Sanchez with run number 3 to tie it. That's where the game stands now with an 0-2 count and 2 men out in the 8th inning. Nobody on. Jay Gibbons.
Top of the order due up for the Astros in the bottom of the 8th. Chance to get something going here. Strike away from getting out of this inning.
Astros have out hit the men in blue 7-5 tonight.
Kick cue. Why bother even throwing the pitch?
1-2.
It's the rare nobody on base pitch out he was calling for there. Going old school like Yogi. Fire it up here. Change that eye level. Joe Torre, the manager of the Dodgers, was ejected in the first inning tonight. He's probably into the dessert course now over at Damien's.
Yeah. A little after dinner coffee. Don Mattingly took over.
A ball game.
Yeah, there was a story that he was going to be the next Dodger manager, but that quickly died down. That was months ago. Big cut, and Gibbons is down on strikes. Lindstrom snaps off another one. He has a 1-2-3-8 to keep it tied 3-3. Really had it going. A lot of swings and misses, and not too many threats. But the Astros had an opportunity in the 10th inning with a runner at third, 1 out. A couple of strikeouts ended that. And Octavio Dotel was the winner with 2 innings of shutout ball. Now Kenley Jansen, he is pitcher number 4 for the Dodgers tonight. He's made a conversion from catching to pitching with a 1.02 ERA.
Yeah, he's got a big right arm. Kind of big everything. He's a big dude. Kenley Geronimo Jansen, working for the 18th time. He's from Curacao. And very good major league debut so far. 29 strikeouts in 17 2/3 innings, a 150 batting average against him. Just have a number of guys who come out of that bullpen firing pellets. He's not been at this pitching thing very long, at least not as a professional. I'm sure he did some as a kid. He was the catcher for the Netherlands team in the World Baseball Classic in 2009.
Michael Bourne, first man to face him. Showing bunt, and he takes strike 1.
And then last summer, while pitching for the Inland Empire team, the Dodgers Class A team, that's when they made the conversion from catcher to relief pitcher.
Charlie Huff is one of the pitching coaches at Class A for the Dodgers. Jansen credited him and also the Double-A pitching coach, former Astro Danny Darwin, with helping him to make the conversion to pitcher. Brandon Lyons warming up for Houston. Bourne punches a liner. It's caught by Furcal.
Good at bat. Not the result he was hoping for, but a good solid off-field stroke there, hitting a line drive the other way. No payoff.
No, that was a good way to hit, but he just couldn't find a hole.
Wow, that's quite a tandem there. Then, if you've been exposed to Charlie Huff and Danny Darwin, I mean, I imagine you got some tales to tell.
Know it. Michael looked more than mildly upset that that liner was caught. There's strike one to Kappinger. Can't blame Michael because down 0-2 in the count. He put a good swing on that one, hit it hard, but couldn't find a hole.
Hitters talk about letting the ball travel, letting it get deep so they don't get fooled out on their front foot. That's not too much of an issue with this guy on the mound. That ball travels plenty. You got to be quick because it's on you in a hurry.
Somewhat surprising to see Lyon warming up after all the work he's had this year and the pitches he threw last night. He is the guy. Nobody else out there. 1-2. Hunter Pence on deck. Tap to third. Blake comes after it. Bare hands. Throws on the run. Excellent play. Reached across his body to get it. And had the accurate throw running. 2 outs.
Casey Blake's having a nice night. Hit a home run. He's made 3 or 4 good plays in the field, including this one. Come hard, but under control. That's the key.
Yeah. Solid play. Now it's Pence 0 for 3 tonight. Hunter, his 10-game hitting streak snapped last night, went 0 for 5, so he's 0 for 8 in this series. In the last 2 games, in the opener, he had a single and a walk. Hunter's a .246 career hitter against the Dodgers. Blake playing right there on the line. Goes over to first, and in the 8th inning, the Astros go down in order, sending this game tied to the 9th, 3-3. Crowd of 39,237 watching this game. Dodgers led it 3-0 until the Astros scored in the 4th inning. Now it's Brandon Lyon with a 6-5 record, an ERA of 3, 19 holds in 69 games of work, coming in to face the Dodgers in the 9th.
Brandon, Brownie mentioned earlier, has been very, very busy recently. Pretty busy all year, making his 70th appearance here. ERA sitting right at 3. It's been on the way down for a good long while now. It's one good appearance after another together.
face a pinch hitter. Trent Olchen leads it off in the 9th inning for the Dodgers. Pinch hitting for Jansen. George Sherrill in 1/3 of an inning, allowed 1 hit, no runs with no walks, no strikeouts. Ronald Belisario 2/3 of an inning, no hits, no runs, no walks, and a strikeout. Kenley Jansen in 1 inning with nothing but zeros. Lyon last night gave up a hit and a walk in his scoreless frame. He also pitched the 9th with the game tied 2-2 last night. There's ball 1. Elchad 0 for 4. And that's 0 for 1 as a pinch hitter, included in that 0 for 4 for Trent. He tops that one. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count.
So Olchen in the big leagues a little bit for the Diamondbacks.
Started Thursday night, went 0 for 3 with a couple of punch outs, but he's a good looking outfielder from Australia. And tight.
Dodgers also have Andre Ethier over there on the bench. James Loney. Scott Besednik. Good veteran bats from the left side available. Olchen gets the call here.
Works it to 2-2. Olchen 27 years old. He's had parts of 9 minor league seasons. Here's Ethier with the bat. And a foul tip. Montero holding on. It's 3-2 now. Technically, it's only a foul tip if the catcher holds on to it. That's ball 4. Leadoff walk for Olchen, the pinch hitter.
Not the way they're drawing it up in the Astros dugout. Johnson likely will be asked to bunt here to move Olchen along.
Johnson delivered the RBI single in the 4th, stole a base and scored a run. He's 1 for 3. He's had 2 sacrifice bunts this year. Blum creeping in at 3rd. He bunts at first base side and foul. Dodgers are 22-22 in 1-run games. Astros are 19-16. Larry Boa with the signs. Well, the Astros have had a bunch of 1-run games lately.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was going to say. It seems like we played half of those in the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, 5 of the last 8 Astros games have been 1-run affairs. They won 4 of those 5, and last night they lost by 2 runs in extra innings.
Hey, they might not be having a winning year, but they're providing drama.
Yeah. Hong Chi Kuo is warming up for the Dodgers. In case they get the lead, he's their closer. The Pirates got 4 in the top of the 8th. They now have taken the lead at Cincinnati 4-3. The Reds are batting in the bottom half against Evan Meek. Johnson takes it. And on appeal, he did not offer. Bill Hahn with the safe call, meaning the count is 1-1 now. Lyon has 16 scoreless innings in his last 15 games and 12 saves. He's just really been on a hot streak as a reliever. Johnson pushes the bunt. First base side. It goes foul. No. Brett Wallace cannot believe that ball was called fair. Neither can Humberto Quintero. And here's Brad Mills to argue the Paul Emmel call.
Wow, it was an awkward play. But it looked like it was foul. It looked like Brett decided to try to grab it and then decided not to. Ooh, he got it a little early. I think Emmel got it right.
like he did.
It was drifting foul. And would have been better off to wait just a little bit. You almost get the sense that he decided he was going to try to make a play, because why would you go for it at that stage? It's drifting foul, so I don't know.
It was on the line when he touched it, so fair ball. Runners at first and second, nobody out. A.J. Ellis, the catcher, is the batter. He drove in a run in the fourth with a single. He's 1 for 3.
Guess you have to give him a base hit, huh?
Probably so. Yep. He was credited with a hit. Wanted in the air and foul.
And Wallace coming hard there. And you know he's trying to atone for that play. This is a situation where you want to be aggressive and take a shot at that lead man if you have a chance. Don't want to do anything foolish. Ellis, for his part, ideally would push his bunt towards third base.
Ellis, 29 years old. He had 10 ABs with the Dodgers last year. He does push it toward third. Lyon throws low, and it gets by Keppinger, and he's up the right field line, allowing 1 run to score. The Dodgers grab the lead. Larry Bowa is going to try to score a second runner, and he does. And Brandon Lyon plays the carom as the Dodgers run wild on the misplay. Now Lyon appeared to take too much time, and then he threw it wildly by Keppinger, who didn't realize that the ball was loose in foul territory.
Amazing what a couple of 30-foot bunts can do when you don't make plays. And Wallace first tried to handle that one bunt while it was still fair, and now Lyon, initially I guess he assumed that Blum was going to come in and make a play, but again in this situation your third baseman's trying to hang back as long as possible, because the play that's on is try to nail that lead runner at third. And then we go into carnival mode, and the ball's flying all over the place.
Hunter Pence threw wildly to the plate.
That's what the players refer to as a yard sale. Junk everywhere.
Now Brad Mills is coming out. Looks like there's only going to be one error on the play. That's all that's up on the board. That would be on the pitcher Lyon. Pence's throw did not draw an error. Now 5-3 Dodgers here in the 9th inning. Tim Burdach's coming in. We'll be right back. Holton, and then there's the throw that gave him an error. And everybody started running. Hunter Pence coming over into foul territory. 2 runners scored. Ellis wound up at third base.
And no error charge to Hunter because Ellis was well on his way to third base. There was not going to be a play there, so no extra base gained on that errant throw. Brandon sort of first was kind of an afterthought. Probably should have just hung on to it at that point.
Houston native James Loney now will be the pinch hitter for Russ Mitchell. Batting in the number 9 spot in the order. Infielders come in with a runner at third, nobody out. Tim Burdak's first pitch in tight, ball 1. A walk. That ball that rolled right on the first base line, picked up by Wallace, an infield hit by Johnson, then the sac bunt and the error. And the Astros have created all kinds of problems for themselves, with the Dodgers really not hitting the ball hard in the inning.
Yeah, it all started with a leadoff walk, so very charitable here on a Saturday evening for the Astros. The Birdman on for the 56th time. 2 on a real nice run of late.
Brings that one in. 4 strike 1. It's 2 balls and a strike.
Strikeout would be nice.
Loney's hitting .274. He's driven in 80 runs with 9 home runs from the Houston native. And starred Elkins High School. Fly ball goes out into right center. Hunter Pence draws a bead. He's able. No, it gets by him. And run number 3 of the inning will score. Loney to second base on a double. The way the Astros were playing, Hunter Pence had a long way to go. He got a glove on it, but couldn't hold it in right. So Loney winds up with a pinch RBI double to make it 6-3 Dodgers.
It looks like that ball had a fair amount of top spin on it too, and it's sinking as it gets out there. And I'm not so sure that this one didn't get in the lights. Similar to the one that Gibbons had to deal with off the bat of Quintero last night, because he was there, normally would make that play.
Well, the thing that would bear fruit to that idea is the ball didn't hit him on the glove, it hit him on the wrist. Well, apparently he just lost sight of it there at the end of its flight. And now 6-3 as Loney drives in run number 3 of the inning, and it's for call batting.
When Wandy dropped his sacrifice bunt down earlier in the game, I said that's instructional video material. This inning would not qualify. No. This is one you just want to forget about if you're the Astros.
This is not a Tommy Mansky inning.
Yeah. Walk, bad decision, bad play, tough play. That looked bad.
2 balls, no strikes to for call. Brandon Lyon winds up getting charged with 3 runs, although the error could figure into the earned runs. Probably not, though, right? Because, well, the sacrifice bunt, that run would be unearned. 2-0 the count.
But you could really make the case that could have been ruled a hit too. I mean, he played it poorly, but I don't know that even with an accurate throw they would have got their man there at first.
Brandon Lyon, no innings, 1 hit, 3 runs, 2 earned, 1 walk, no strikeouts. Bouncer left side here, and Blum to his left makes the throw over to Wallace. 1 out.
That had ugly potential on it too.
Sure did. The way it came off the bat.
Yeah.
Now another pitching change is coming for Brad Mills. Terry O'Dew up next. We'll be right back with the score 6-3 Dodgers. Dodgers and Nelson Figueroa for the Astros. That's the matchup, and coverage begins at 12:30 on FS Houston. Hope you'll join us for that one. Astros live at 12:30. The ball game at 1 o'clock tomorrow. The finale of the season series between the Dodgers and the Astros. Carlos Lee, Michael Bourne talking over in the outfield. Jeff Fulcino was warming up.
Imagine their conversation is going something like, gee, I hope they don't hit it to me, the way this inning is going.
It's been ugly. Fulcino's 1-0. His ERA is 5.88. And he faces Ryan Theriot with a runner at second and 1 out. Strike one. Tri-City, the Astros Class A short season team, won its first best of 3 championship series playoff game tonight. Casey Blake is on deck. Chop to the left side. Sanchez with a throw. 2 outs. Loney to third base, and now it's Blake. Blake homered in the 4th inning. He is 1 for 4.
Perhaps some of you are wondering, what are the Tri-Cities?
Okay.
It's Troy, Schenectady, and Albany, New York. The Tri-City Valley Cats of the New York Penn League.
They beat the Brooklyn Cyclones tonight. Strike one to Blake.
That's America's 4th largest city.
Fulcino worked 1/3 of an inning last night. 9 Houston pitchers to work in that game.
All welcome back Cotter fans aware of that fact.
Yeah. 0-2 for Big Jeff. Dodgers got 3 in the 4th, and now they have broken the tie with 3 in the 9th inning. Lee, Blum, and Wallace due up in the bottom half.
Look out! Fire in the hole. Man down.
Low bridge on Loney.
How low can you go?
That was limbo Loney on that one.
He's in foul territory, so he wouldn't be out, but it would still hurt.
Yeah.
That's a pretty athletic move there, because I think a lot of guys just would back up and back right into that thing.
Yeah. Sometimes you tend to freeze on a ball hit right at you. Fouled away. Dodgers won both games between these two clubs in Los Angeles in May. Now they're trying to go up 2-1 in this 4-game series. And somebody slipped. He was imitating Loney.
Slipped or dove.
Probably easier to take that fall on dirt than it is on cement. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Brad Ausmus will be the starting catcher tomorrow for the Dodgers. A chance for Astros fans to pay tribute to him in his final game as a player at Minute Maid Park. In the dirt, ball 2. Well, Nick Massett had a rough night again for Cincinnati. He was victimized by that steal of home in Colorado. He surrendered the Reds' lead against Pittsburgh by giving up 3 hits and 4 earned runs in 2/3 of an inning, spoiling a beautiful game for Edinson Volquez, who worked 7 one-hit shutout innings, striking out 10. The appeal goes to first. Check swing call there by Bill Hahn.
I do believe this half inning has lasted longer than the previous 8. It's been tough to get the side out here in the Dodgers' 9th.
You would get some quick agreement on that.
Thought they had Blake, but he was able to check.
Pittsburgh's batting at the top of the 9th, up at Cincinnati 4-3. Rolled foul.
The Reds take solace in the fact that the Cardinals were losers today as well, but neither one of those clubs playing particularly good baseball right now. Hottest team in the league, the Colorado Rockies, have won 8 in a row. They trail the D-backs 1-0. There we go.
Strikeout to win the Dodger ninth. A long one for Houston as the Dodgers got 3 runs on 2 hits with a costly error, and it's 6-3 Dodgers. By Reed Johnson, it stayed on the first base line, and now another bunt. This one thrown away by Brandon Lyon, by Keppinger. Olchin scoring. Run number 2 coming home. Johnson scoring, and then Loney comes through with a pinch RBI double to make it a 3-run ninth for the Dodgers. Now Olchin stays in to play left field. Loney stays in to play first base. Could be Kenley Jensen's first major league win. Hong-Chi Kuo will help to determine that. He gets a save situation here, Trady.
Hong-Chi, hard-throwing left-hander. Reminiscent of Billy Wagner. Not quite the velocity, but similar in stature. Does have a good heater. Can work up in the strike zone with that fastball. He's got 58 strikeouts in 52 innings and a meager 144 batting average against.
He was an all-star this year. Jeff Weaver's warming up right now as Paul goes to work. Carlos Lee will lead it off in the Astros ninth. Jeff Blum to follow. And Brett Wallace is due up third. Astros have a lefty throwing in the pen right now as Lee comes up 0 for 3 in this game. Wall worked 1 hitless inning last night. He came in with the game tied 2-2 in the ninth. He worked a hitless inning against the Astros in Los Angeles May 18th. Those are his 2 appearances against Houston this year. They strike 1.
From Taiwan.
Had 2 Tommy John surgeries. One in 2001 and 03. And first made it to the big leagues in 05 with the Dodgers. Last year he was a good setup man in 35 games when he was healthy. He had some downtime with left elbow issues. Roll foul, first base side. 0-2. Cincinnati's now batting at the bottom of the ninth, trailing Pittsburgh 4-3 with Joel Hanrahan in the game. 1 out, a runner at first.
A couple bloops and a blast is all the Astros need here.
1-2.
Not asking for too much.
No, not at all. Larry Bowa was talking about that final playoff game between the Phillies and the Astros in 1980. Nolan Ryan took a 5-2 lead to the 8th inning. He said, in 3 pitches we had the bases loaded. Strikeout, that's out number 1. He said, you know, the Astros were criticized for not getting somebody warmed up, but with Nolan's history with a lead after 7, and as quick as that happened, how could they? Jeff Blum is next. Blummer's 0 for 3. Great era with a lot of tremendous pitchers on showcase in that series.
Especially in the Astrodome.
Right.
You know, remember where the bullpens were in the Astrodome. If you get a guy out and you got a pitcher that's dealing out there, that can be a little disconcerting.
True. Good point.
You're pitching looking, what's going on? You know? Well, the bullpen is here. It's not that big of a problem. Pitcher's not really all that aware of what's going on in the bullpen.
Mm-hmm. 1-1 to Blummer.
Well, Blummer getting a start tonight, and probably thought it was a good idea initially. He might not be all that impressed with the idea at this stage of the game. He's punched out twice, and now he's got to deal with this cat from his weaker side.
Yeah, he's 2 for 26 as a right-handed batter. Now it's 3-1. Dodgers have 15 blown saves this year. And Jonathan Broxton's had his rough times. That's what allowed Quo to move into the closer role.
Quo signed by the Dodgers way back in 1999. So he's a different case than most. Most of the Asian pitchers have, you know, a professional resume before they come to the States. So this guy's spent his entire professional career with the Dodgers.
Fred Wallace homered in the 5th. He's 1 for 3. A lot of right-handed pinch hitters available on the bench. Brad Mills stays with Wallace, lefty on lefty here with Quo tough on left-handers. That's strike 1.
Wallace has been swinging the bat well the last couple of days, and he does have the kind of power where he can run into one and knock one into seats.
Left-handed hitters are hitting 107 against Quo. 6 hits and 56 at bats with no homers. Sanchez on deck. No balls, 2 strikes to Wallace.
That's the thing too. Is you're down 3 still, so for a 1-run game or even a 2-run game, you might opt for a right-handed bat here. But you've got to have bats available as you get down towards the bottom of the order if you can prolong this inning.
The Reds have tied the Pirates with a 9th inning run, 4-4. They're still batting with a runner at second and 2 outs. Rolled up the line at first. This one goes foul. Still 0-2 as Blum retreats to first base. It's Arizona 1, Colorado 0. They played 6 at Coors Field.
Oh boy, 1-0 at Coors Field. That's some pitching. Some pitching going on.
You know it. Way upstairs, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Let's see, for Arizona, that's Rodrigo Lopez and Ubaldo Jimenez for Colorado.
One of those efforts, a little surprising, one not surprising at all.
Tony's playing behind Blum at first. Foul back.
Jimenez looking for his 19th win if the Rockies can come back. It's a 1-0 game, Padres over the Giants. 1-0 game, Cubs over the Brewers.
Interesting to see how many 20-game winners we get this year in the majors.
Quo likes to work upstairs with that 4-seam fastball. Nice, got a piece. Tough pitch.
It was.
For those high heaters.
Jimenez, Wainwright, and Halladay all have 18 wins in the National League. And it's Hudson and Carpenter with 15.
Matthew got there, right? Does he have 20?
Yeah, he has, let's see. He's got his 20. He was going for his 20 last time he pitched. No, he has 19. 19. That's a strikeout. And first place occupied, so it's 2 outs. Blum will get the second on the wild pitch. Now it's Sanchez batting. Matthew with 19 leads the American League and the majors. That strikeout. David Price has 17. And it's quartet with 16. Trevor Cahill, Phil Hughes, John Lester, and Carl Pavano. Don Mattingly took over when Joe Torre was tossed out of the game early. First inning. Torre 5th on the all-time managerial win list. This will go on his record. Sanchez has a couple of hits.
No, Joe didn't go the 5 innings to qualify. He got booted in the first. I think this has got to go to Donnie ball game.
It's interesting how they keep records on managers, though.
There was not a 20-game winner in the big leagues last year.
That's right.
Matthew and Wainwright, Hernandez and Verlander all won 19.
1-1. There are going to be some low ERAs this year among the leaders. Very interesting numbers at the end of the year. Halladay just struck out his 200th. Quintero's on deck. All the way. 1-2 to Sanchez. Minnesota and Cleveland are scoreless in the top of the 5th at Cleveland. They had a rain delay earlier. Florida beat Washington 4-1. Anibal Sanchez winning his 12th, beating Jason Marquis.
I don't think players think along these lines, but managers do. And Brad Mills obviously would hope for a miracle comeback here, but short of that, he'd love to see the Astros extend quo as much as possible, perhaps render him unavailable for tomorrow afternoon's game. He worked last night, working tonight. Not sure how busy he's been in recent games coming into this series.
Ground ball, and for Kyle. Was it on the run? Throws to first base. Good play. And the Dodgers coming up with 3 in the 9th inning. Win it 6-3. Mattingly taking over for the ejected skipper, Joe Torre. Dodgers have won 2 out of 3 so far in this series. Final score, Dodgers 6, Astros 3.